The City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC Podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Greetings, Los Angeles. Welcome to episode 242 of the Heart of LAFC Podcast. Yes, that's right, 242. We just keep climbing up the ladder there. Lots of news since the last time we saw y'all. Maybe you noticed, maybe you didn't. Okay, maybe the whole world noticed, but Bale is ours. He's one of our own now. So I know we have a lot of people checking in on us, the whole world watching, so that's fun to see. But yes, good news all the way around. Definitely a club looking to make some history here, as we've always wanted to. Just one more step to get that much better and to finally take things and do what we said we were going to do. So good news for all of us. We get a big win. That's cool. Great in the blaring, nasty heat, but we did it. Yes, Tony is dead. You see him up there. He's trying to breathe. He was capo for pretty much all game last match. I was on the big flag for pretty much one half. We're doing our things, right? We're supporters. It's how things go. Bam, getting to watch it early in the morning, trying to survive that. That ain't easy either. So let me welcome the boys on, of course. Bam, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm going to apologize right now before I butcher what I'm about to say, but Chris All to all the new Welsh fans. So welcome. I do apologize for that absolute horrendous pronunciation of the word, but I'll give it a crack. I will say that because of the early mornings leading up to our last game, I may or may not have slept through 3 alarms and missed the game. So I went back and rewatched it afterwards. So I didn't catch the game live, but 5 a.m. kickoffs after some late nights with some big news that broke gets really hard on your body to wake up early. So I have seen the game back twice, so it's good. I'll happily take the win.
Exactly, against a New York Red Bull team that is notorious for making things difficult for their opponents and kind of killing flow. That's what they do, right? They press hard. You expect it to be a little bit ugly, and it was. Tony, how are you feeling today? I know we're tired, but
I know I'm feeling pretty good. We're trying to rest up from that heat. I know I'm not the only one that is dying from that heat scorcher. I think I got a little heat exhausted coming back. With the brand new news of what we got in the morning for us, all I have to say is a la Madrid, of course, as you know. But super excited.
I'm not sure he says that anymore. I'm just saying,
I'm just saying keeping what it is, but I am so excited for the brand new news and also new news that with our third DP supposedly coming in. So we'll talk about that later.
Rumorville madness. We'll definitely have to get into the Rumorville because there's some crazy ones out there, and if they're true, it would be another earth-shaking moment. But if there's others coming, somebody we don't know about that's going to shock us, well, as you all know, John Thornton is apparently capable of everything. Nothing's off the table anymore. When you make a deal like he just did, there are no rules. You're changing the rules now. You're changing the game, and then pulling it off and getting him for cheap is even better. So, kudos to John for the deal. Basically, the deal. You want to tell him how long it is, Tony? How crazy the deal is? Because it's so unique to see how that broke down.
So, has signed a 12-month contract, 2010 calculation money, with an up through 2024. And in order to acquire Bale, we had to pay Inter Miami $75,000 in GAM for 2023 for discovery priorities for a superstar.
Yeah, so for those of you who aren't entirely aware of MLS and their crazy funny money scheme, basically teams have discovery rights on star players. You're like, what? But they don't have any financial interest? No, but they're allowed to have these discovery rights. So there's this secret list that nobody really knows about except the league that every team has this claim on a bunch of players. And if you so happen to want that player, you're going to have to make a deal to get his rights. In our case, Gareth Bale wanted to come here. There is no question. That was the plan. He wanted to come here. And so Miami wasn't in the plans. If it was, obviously they weren't in the game to get him. Apparently DC was like the next on the list, and they I guess didn't get to the level they wanted to be at. So we got the shot because we were willing to pay Miami to move up the list. $75,000 is pretty hilarious. That's your fee that you just paid to get the rights to Gareth Bale, but that's what we did. I think the Bryce Duke deal might have been more than that, but it's a little bizarre. But we got him. And so we got the rights. We could talk to him, and we did, obviously. And it sounds like they came to us first in many cases, or actually, that's what it's sounding like. I'm listening to all the radio shows. It sounds like they came out to us after qualifying. I mean, we all talked about this on the show. He wanted to play somewhere over the summer, get up into shape, didn't want to stay where he was, didn't want to stay in Europe because he had too much time off. Obviously, we're the summer league, so it was kind of obvious what he was trying to tell everybody. And so this is what happened. He comes this way, comes to us. We're willing to play ball. And John Thorrington, being as brilliant as he is, gets this crazy deal where we don't have to pay him a whole lot, right? TAM money. But if he wants to stay on past a year, which is great too, that means we get him a little bit next year too. Then he'll pay the bigger bucks for him and make it happen. I guess he makes more in 2 weeks than he makes all a year for us, right? When he was at Madrid. So, that's pretty impressive that he's willing to do that for the sake of us. And trigger a lot of things with a lot of our players and a lot of excitement among the fan base and across the league. I mean, this is a massive, massive deal. All eyes on us. There is no question about that. And talking about popularity of players, maybe top 5 in the world for popularity, or at least getting headlines and catching headlines. His followers list, I know Pat, LAFC Pat, he jokingly told me before the game yesterday, hey, he's got more followers than Michelle Obama. And I just started laughing. Like, that was the name you went with. Okay, cool. Which is true. The amount of followers he has on social media and his activities on social media, he's very, very savvy with media. And so we have a good spokesperson. We have a good ambassador, an excellent player. If he stays healthy, oh Lord, this is going to be one heck of a fun summer, guys. One to remember. So yeah, we're definitely in a good place right now and only getting better because, of course, making that deal gives us a chance to sign another designated player. We have roster space. We have the money. Everything will work. So we can definitely get another star, which of course brought us to another rumor that was running around. Tony, you want to talk about a little rumor mill right now? What's the name that we were hearing today? Because that was pretty good.
So supposedly Suarez declined to go back to play for River Plate, and he is quote unquote connected to us to come to LAFC. Now, mind you, there are some news articles out there who don't follow the league so well, and they put the wrong the wrong wannabe LA team as where he's going to. But I kind of like that they're giving them hope because I believe they're rumored to sign a D2 Spanish league, like DP or something like that. I don't remember who he was.
Yeah, and then Sergio Ramos is in town. And so that's another one that they were rumored to be going after. But yeah, the rumor was them. It's kind of a little bizarre. The sources aren't the most reliable. I mean, let's be real. And then there's been some fake news too, right? Some fake accounts reporting it as well. So it could be just to create some smoke. Who knows? The rumor was, or they were supposed to announce at River Plate that they were signing him today and nothing. So that's a little funky. So that's where the rumorville kind of kicked up. If it's real, that is crazy. That is amazing. We would definitely be the juggernaut. That's for sure. I mean, we're already the top seed. Adding him into the mix would just give a whole different dynamic to this thing. And for Steve Tirandolo, he's got some amazing problems on his hands if that were the case. So that was a cool rumor to see. There's been some other names I've seen that's popped up, but nothing where I'm getting anything back. I think as you see how secretive we were with Bale, when this team wants to stay silent, it stays silent. It's pretty impressive. When it's a big deal, you don't get anything. It's very tight-lipped. They do a really good job of protecting their sources and protecting the clients, right? The guys that want to come here, they do their best to keep things secret for them, so it doesn't just add more pressure. So again, professionalism from our side, protecting things as they should. So all good things there. Of course, the inspiration of having Bale come in, it looks like that may have had an effect with Carlos Vela, because that came across as well, and from him himself saying he's coming back. He wants to win a championship before he goes, preferably this year, is the quote that I saw, and that he's excited to play with Bale. And so, yes, I think one thing helps another, and maybe helps another deal down the line, knowing that this show is going to be popping up for us, and a show that's going to all come together just in time for our match against the Galaxy at home on a beautiful Friday night. And so that's coming super quick. We know they're coming into town. I know Chiellini sometime this week. It was going to be Wednesday. It doesn't look like it's going to be Wednesday now, but he's coming into town. He's flying in this week. Press conference will be this week. You got to imagine Bale's going to be arriving soon after. And so definitely we'll keep watch to see if we're hearing about any arrivals at the airport. If we can get those released to you guys, we will, because a welcome committee is always a good thing. We've done it before. We'll do it again. It's fun to see it happen. And so, yes, a lot of reasons to be excited for all of you. A lot of reasons to follow this team closely. I did want to also give a shout out to Imad and Marcus. Not a lot of people know this, but Imad, who does photography for us, does media for us, all the beautiful images, all the artistry, right? Him and Marcus, like, those guys are the guys, right? If you're gonna see a beautiful jersey design with Marcus, these guys flew to Wales, like that, to go take these pictures. So the whole hat, that wasn't a random shot sent our way. Our boys went quietly, nobody noticed, to go get this taken care of, right? And took care of business and came back again. And they were at the game this weekend, so that's kind of wild, right? So it's really amazing to see what our guys do, to see the professionalism from our club. But we're here now. We're ready for it. It's basically a match made in heaven. If this all works out, man, it's gonna be a great summer. On my end, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited as well. My mother's side, Welsh background, so that's kind of fun. As you see the scarf back there, so I just got lucky, I guess the name there of Davies here, but Davis over there, and so I guess I'm gonna take my grandfather to the game, right? It's now a rule. I gotta do it. So there we are. So I'm just that much more excited, right, to have Gareth Bale here. So all good. Bam, you want to jump on this, because it was pretty wild news.
It broke around 12:30, 1 a.m. our time. So as I was laying in bed, about to drift off to sleep, my phone starts blowing up. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Jump on my phone. Okay, we've got Bale. Let's go. And just a lot of my mates over here in the group chat asking questions about it, especially about why do we have to pay into Miami 75,000? And it's like, because it's the rules. And most of them are like, it's a stupid rule. I'm like, yeah, it is a bit of a stupid rule, because what do they do to discover him? Watch YouTube.
Right.
So, yeah. So
doesn't make any sense.
No, like, I can understand paying discovery rights for someone that went through your academy and all that kind of stuff, but discovery rights on someone like Bale, all those players, I don't understand it quite. So, but knowing that he's coming here for a tan is ridiculous, but I'll happily take it. So we'll see what the club does with the DP spot, because just because they're quiet doesn't mean they're not doing anything. That's a big thing people have to realize.
Right. There's something up, and everybody's like, wait, how are you going to do that on top of that as well? Signing Vela and like the same day. John Thorrington, I'm telling you, I don't think the man sleeps. He doesn't. And this club once again shows that they can walk and chew gum at the same time. You're right. They've always been busy. They've always been active. This is the dynamic team. This is the one making changes. This is the one that wants to push the needle even further. That's what they're doing here. Our goal isn't just to win MLS Cup. Our goal isn't a supporter shield. It's CONCACAF Champions League and getting into the Club World Cup and making a mark there, not just attending it, but shocking people. That's the plan, right? We want to take things to the next level. We see Seattle. They're pushing it, right? They are definitely pushing it. And it's us. And so that, they asked Brian Schmetzer about that because that's kind of our natural rival now in terms of levels. And he was excited about it. Wasn't negative about it. Was excited at the competition. Because why? They get it. They get it like we do, that you have to push this league forward. And the only way you're going to do that is to bring the right people in, to make the right moves, mix it with young players that are going to drive towards the future and get us those transfer fees we need to just keep getting stronger and stronger. The academy is safe. That's good. We're under good leadership there. The whole picture, right? Our team, their team, you're going to see that race, and it's a good thing. So, yeah, this just shows that. And you're like, yeah, but he's in here. It's been hurt a lot, and he's toward the end of his career. Dude, he's still got gas in the tank. Just watch what he does with Wales. He wants this. He wants to be ready for this. This isn't him coming to just play golf. I'm sure he'll play golf, but guess what? There's time for that. There's definitely time for that. He's got some great options here. So don't worry about it. He's going to do it. If the man is happy, he plays well. Let him do his thing. You can't accuse him of not working to be in shape. His whole career he has been. He's had injuries, yes. But those are injuries. You can't accuse him of not having the effort. That's not him. And so we're again lucky to get a special player, a generational player to play for us. It's inspiring. Tony, want to throw your 2 cents into this mix? I think Tony froze on us up there.
Yeah, I think we might have lost Tony on that.
We lost Tony for a quick second there. So I'll move on to the Vela deal, and then we'll keep going and we'll get the previews too. And definitely he's going to want to jump in and talk about things. One of our supporters actually reached out to me the night before the announcement, and I will say I did not know. Okay, and he asked me, so who do you think we're getting? We see the hat drop. And I jokingly told him, and he could throw it up there. And I said, "Oh well, yeah, we're getting Bale to replace Vela." Is exactly what I told him. Just goofing off, man. And he's probably thought, "Dude, you knew something." I didn't, but that's what I was throwing out there. Oh yeah, and, Bale to replace Vela. That's the deal happening. And then the next day that happened, and so trust me, guys, I wasn't scooping anything. I didn't know a thing. They did a good job of keeping us in the dark. Good stuff. But yeah, it's fun, and I think we've been on that drumbeat on this for a while for Bale. So on our end, we got lucky, that's for sure. Tony, I see you're back, man. Do you want to add anything into the conversation on Bale? I know you do. He's still like got some connection issues. All right, so we'll move on. The Vela deal, as we understood, he's here through 2023. We said already he's inspired. He's here to win a championship, no question about it. He knows why he wants to be here. He will do what he needs to do to get there.
Okay.
Now we've got these weapons. Tony, did you find your way back in, man? Because I swear, dude.
Yeah.
You're like a billboard up there right now.
I know. The whole Bale situation is it's what we need. It's freaking gosh. Okay, there you go.
You gotta let it go. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta let it go. It's the heat exhaustion with the internet, I guess, too. But it's the right move moving forward. Going to it honestly, as much as I don't want to give them props, or you have to give it props no matter what any rival or anybody does. This sounds like a Carson move when they brought in Robbie Keane. You know what I mean? When he's young,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So he brought them
the players that we have, right? Yeah,
exactly.
It's the embarrassment of riches, though. Let's be honest. Where do you put these guys? Right now that Vela's in this match, we saw Vela play more of a withdrawn striker role, right? In that 4-3-3, you dropped a little farther back. Could that be just a sign of the future? Like we're already planning ahead to these things? And we'll bring it into the match now that we know Vela's signed, now that we've got him till 2023. There's no question we can get into the match because we need to get in the match. But, we go to LAFC versus New York Red Bull. Yes, we forget. Some of us, you got a match the next day. The news is fun. The news is great. It's awesome to see. But we're in the middle of the league. We're in first place. We got work to do. The last thing we want to do is get distracted because we got important games to play, which brings us to this one. LAFC versus New York Red Bull. Again, system looking good, everybody looking ready. We were kind of worried that maybe the team might be distracted by this, right? This is huge news. These young guys are now going to be playing with Gareth Bale. I'm sorry, but that messes with you. But I do think they're more excited than worried because, again, he builds onto teams. It's not one of these questions where he's going to be a big distraction. That's not the story here. So they know what the mission is. Steve Cherundolo knows what the mission is. It's just to get stronger, just to get better. So we go into this. I know we told you guys what the lineups were going to be, and it was a big deal that Aaron Long had to be in the lineup for New York Red Bull. Had to be there. It was essential. In truth, this game almost didn't happen. We're all getting ready. We're all putting the flags up. We're getting set for the game. And little do we know, while this is all going down, health and safety protocol was kicking in. Yeah, it's real. It hasn't gone away yet. And so what do we find out? 3 players for New York Red Bull get pulled from the lineup at the last second. Mind you, these guys are still coming out, checking the field. They're getting ready for game day. And 3 guys get popped for this. And the 3 ones are critical players for their side. Luquinhas, Aaron Long, and Jason Pendant. Again, these guys are critical to their roster. These aren't also rans. These are guys that are going to be in the lineup, and they get pulled. And the worry is, if you have 3, could there be more, right? And so everybody's worried at this point. And so their lineup definitely got changed. Ours, people are healthy. We're in a pretty good state. So we have options. We can move things around. It's not a problem for us. So their roster, as we kind of predicted, 3 men in the back tend to be something I like to do. That's exactly what they did. They had Carlos in net. They had Nealis now playing, in the back with Edwards. So a little bit different. 4 in the midfield with Caceres and Amaya holding the middle. Tolkien on the left, Morgan on the right. Moso playing the withdrawn striker role, kind of attacking midfield, kind of in the middle there. And up top was Barlow and Kamala. Now, usually that they drop 2 low and 1 high, so it was a little different than what they normally do. But Kamala, he got in there. We were thinking he might. He did. I think they had to at this point because of what happened. And so they were going to play a very different system. We thought maybe they're more defensive, but this is where we're at. For us, it was cool. We had Max in goal. We had Ibiaga and Murillo in the middle. Ibiaga's gaining trust, guys. That's what happened in here. Palacios on the left. Escobar instead of Hollingshead on the right. The man is back. Full force. Ilie in the middle with Cifuentes and Blessing. So it wasn't Acosta. They let Acosta rest to start this one, and Blessing gets the play. Up top, Vela with Rodriguez on the left and Apoko on the right. We were like, are they going to change things? Are they going to reward people for scoring goals in the last game? Or are we going to cycle for minutes? Obviously, because we have this wealth of talent, guess what? We get to cycle players, and that's exactly what we did. Game started, let's be real, in a very tedious way. I think that might be a safe word to say. That basically nobody could really gain a great amount of momentum. It was choppy for the most part, but we were still pushing. We're still the one that dictates things. So I'll give it to Tony because he's got a few things to add, including another appearance at the stadium that threw people off. So go for it, Tony.
Let's just get into the appearance of the stadium. Mana was in the stadium. No, I'm kidding. Mana was in the stadium, but the bigger news football wise was Mbappe was in the suites and stuff like that, which caught everyone by surprise. Like, mind you, we do get celebrities all the time popping in, checking it out, but that level of celebrity in the football world doesn't regularly happen.
Yeah, guy that's on the cover of FIFA, right? One of the most popular players in the world just happens to be lounging, watching the game. Not bad. Not bad at all. It's got to be fun for our guys to know that he's up there. It's cool stuff. And he wasn't the only legend. Did you guys see that Stoichkov was there as well as Suarez? Not that Suarez. Suarez from Mexico. Little World Cup 94 retro vibes going on here. But it was cool. It was cool to see. And I think there was one more, but I missed the picture. So
Yeah, there was, like I said, I feel like the Gareth Bale announcement was just brought in all football heads, everyone to come and see what it's so proudly about,
Yeah, it definitely was the buzz. You got the buzz when you got in there. That everybody wants to be there now. Tickets are popular. Even if they're not here yet, people want the tickets. What a shock. All right, so how did things kick off, man? What's going on? What are the highlights that we got for the match?
First half, like you said, it was like the very hardest one. It was like there was nothing really too crazy to go for it. You can't really think I believe it was in the first or the second half. I have to recheck my notes, and I think I did not put that in. But a crazy save by Red Bull's keeper, Alpha Espoir on the right. Because as a keeper, you usually just like kind of like tilt it, but he palmed it and blocked it really well. So best way to say it is look out for that dude to probably go to Germany and probably play for the Red Bulls out there. But let's just get into it for the second half. And it was a back-to-back 67th minute. Vela with the assist to Chicho Arango, which Vela put his body into it. Like he got taken out to give Chicho with a 1-on-1 with the keeper, and Chicho puts us away to put us up 1-0. And not even 3 minutes later, we get Palacios' first goal in the black and gold, which is kind of surprising to me because I feel like he did score earlier. We were having this conversation earlier in the pregame, in the warm-up for this pod, that he did score, but Bam told us that it was his first goal as a black and gold member. And that hesitation is a striker move, and as a defender, it's one of those things that you're not taught as a defender to do, like a hesitation shot and fake it. So
I mean, let's be honest though, these guys when they're younger players, before they get to these ranks, they've all played offensive roles, right? You grow up with that. You're the most skilled guy out there. You're going to get drawn into that situation. But yes, his patience on that second goal, the ability to read the shift coming across, that you're just going to let the lane open itself up, was stunning. Let's be honest. It was beautiful to see. And the run by Chicho coming in right into the game and doing that, rather than running forward, getting that lateral type of run to try to delay it and not get the offside call. And he got it by that much. Very impressive. And of course, the assist to that, yes, it's Vela, but you got to give the assist to Steve Cherundolo, right? He makes the necessary changes right before things go, right? Blessing and Opoku come out. Who does he bring in? It just makes sense, right? You bring in Acosta, a national player. All right. Bring in Chicho, who's our hottest gun right now, by far, right? I guess they said he's got the second most goals of any player since his span of coming into here, like in the rankings. He's flying. We're talking about replacing him with somebody else. Like, dude, he's doing the job. He's making his case. It's great to see. It's impressive. And what I love about what Chicho does is he plays happy. Like he just makes it look fun. There's a creativity there. Like a schoolyard kind of mindset. Like I'm playing football. And so you see the smiles, you see the pointing after the goal. He has a different vibe to it, and it makes it a lot of fun. And I think it generates things. That's for sure. Even among the fan bases, is this team has that cool little vibe that they're having fun while they play in this game. They are. You don't get the negativity. You don't get the negative football from this side. They play. They play to win. They need to be tough when they need to be tough, but they're not rarely cynical. And so it's just, again, beautiful to see. But again, I gotta give it to the manager for doing the job, making the right changes. He's been doing it all year. Second half, he makes a big move and it pays off. And it happened again. Bam, your thoughts on the match itself?
The match was absolutely amazing. Like as I was telling you guys beforehand, the run by B-Rod before the Palacios goal was absolutely amazing. The fact that he was able to read the play more and know that you can do a dummy to get around the defender by not going for the ball straight away was something you don't normally see from him. Normally, he would take that, get taken out by the man, but the fact that he's going to commit too early, going to miss the ball, and keep the running going, it was a beautiful setup for the goal. Seeing Chicho get so happy about scoring the goal. That was the 11th time this season that a sub has scored for us. The MLS record is 12 in the season. We're one away from a sub scoring to keep it going. And a couple other little stats that came up from too was Vela's six goals for us this year. 1 as a sub. Chicho has 5 goals. 2 as subs. Hollingshead has 4. 1 as a sub. Sifu has 3 goals. All of them as a sub. Opoku's got 3 goals. 1 as a sub. Trijuri Shardy's got 2 goals. 2 as a sub. And Moose has 1 goal as a sub. So our subs are coming on and scoring goals when we need them. It is amazing to see.
We're lucky. Everything is falling into place here. You can mix it around, right? Subs coming in, everybody's producing. We had the young boy come in last week, didn't get credit for the assist, but he was there. He was the one that made the play. Everyone is stepping up. Everything is working. And now you're bringing in superstars to add to. It's just insane. And, you mentioned we're 1 goal away from the record for goals from the bench, right? We're playing Dallas this week. It's going to be another shuffled lineup. It has to be. No short rest. And then we get into the next match and the big boys are coming, right? I'm looking at that correct? That's what, next Friday?
Yeah,
we're looking at that correct.
We still got Vancouver away.
Got that too. We're going to kill the record. And then you're going to come in. Bale's going to come in. I wouldn't predict him to start. Not even Chiellini. Well, what do you think he's going to do if he comes in as a sub, man? Like, keep smashing that record. It's done. It's done. It's probably going to be done on Wednesday, and completely blown out of the water by the time we play against the Galaxy.
Yeah, it'll be. I'm interested to see what the record will be at the end of the year, and how long will it take for it to be broken again? Because we're not looking for one person to be the leading goal scorer of the league. Like, no, we've got 13 different goal scorers so far. It's ridiculous. Like, you can't really do that. Also, I've got to say, did you guys see what happened to Palacios after he scored the goal? The absolute assault by our players on him.
Watch him show up on the injured list. Thanks, Mario. It's like, dude, be careful, man. He almost got his head knocked off in Carson, right? He had to take a rest for that. We don't really need to put him on a different kind of protocol here, man. But I love the excitement. I love the spirit.
And a couple of kicks at the end too.
Dude, that takedown was just impressive. It really was. But he's pummeling him. You just only got to imagine what's happening in the locker room after that, after he gets his first goal. Again, the love among the squad, you could just, again, you see it. You see the spirit is there. So one more reason to be happy about this team. Somebody asked me about why our percentages for pass accuracy was low. I know that came up, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit about it. But it was Stephanie from Black Army. She asked, and I wasn't able to answer her earlier today. Why is it low? Why is it only 73, and their pass accuracy was 63? And I will say it's the system that New York plays. Because it's that high press, high turnover, and the focus is on the turnover and then a quick attack, which is why their possession looks so low, because they don't really like to hold the ball that much in the offensive zone, and they force us to move quicker. Things are going to drop off because you have to take the chances you get in a system like that. Because even if you bring the ball back, they're going to keep chasing you. So you got to just accept it. It took about a 10% dip, right, in our normal accuracy, but that was for the case of the running gun. You saw the way the goals fell. It had to catch them on the run. You had to catch them on the break. That's how you beat that system. And so, yes, there's a little bit of a sacrifice that you make for the purpose of being effective. So I know I wasn't able to answer earlier for you. I had to answer it today. I didn't want to go a whole day without answering you on that one. So that is why it is what it is. So before we get into club and community news, let's throw it out to our supporters, because I see you guys chomping at the bit. Like it's kind of insane to see how many comments are going. It's gonna be fun going through these, guys. Thank you. You guys all rock.
Before we start on them,
Mm-hmm.
I need your 3-2-1s for this week's games. So for me,
all right,
I did 3 votes to Palacios because first half he was good in defense and the goal just puts him up there. 2 votes for B-Rod for his beautiful play that he did most of the game and all that. And the 1 vote, it was tough. I ended up going for Ilie. I think Ilie had a great game. So for me, he got 1 vote.
nice. Tony?
Palacios 3. I kind of want to do a tie for Vela and B-Rod as 1, and then Chicho as 2. I know I did that like a little bit wrong, but like I was like still like I don't know who to give it to on that. So it's Palacios, B-Rod, and Palacios.
I think Mario's hitting his camera.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Quickly. Palacios, Chicho, B-Rod, and Vela. There you go. Tied for the last one.
Oh, all right. So I'm going to get a little bit weird with this. Palacios, of course, gets the number 1. There's no question. The man scores his first goal for us. You got to show some love. His turnaround this year, because the opening part of this year, it was a little scary, a little sketch, but that's gone. Obviously, these last few games, we've seen what he can do, and it's now the confidence is building. He gets the number 1. I'm going to throw a crazy 2 because I don't think he's had any nominations yet. And honestly, for the work rate he put in the first half and a little bit of the second half and some of the stops he was doing defensively was kind of next level good. I'm going to go with Escobar. I get second vote for some of the sacrifices he made in this game. I think it was essential. We got a shutout for a reason. Our outside backs were the reason. That's where they're trying to take us, and they were weathering the storm and then giving it back. So I wanted to give it to Escobar. The third one, I'm going to give it to Carlos Vela. I know you're like, what about Chicho? This is why I'm going to give it to Vela. 1, he signed the contract. He's staying on. So you get it for that. 2, he sacrificed the body. There's a lot of times with him that people will be like, is he willing to take the hits? Is he willing to take the lumps? You tell me on that goal, on that assist, what he's willing to do for this squad. So I'm going to give him the number 3 for those reasons. Isn't completely football related or technical, but dude, I'm sorry. He needs to be on the rating. So there I go.
Nice.
All right. Now
the fans vote was really interesting. So from the fans, so from all the people that tweeted in their votes, thank you for that. The top 3 were Vela, Chicho, and Palacios. Then you had Brillo coming 4th, Ilie, Blessing, and B-Rod. So that were the votes from the fans that put him out. So thanks for that. So Vela, Chicho, and Palacios get the 3-2-1 from the fans that go into the overall stats at the moment, which is looking quite interesting for the totals. So Vela's slowly pulling away again, which tells you something. The fact that he's getting back down to the grindy football, which is good.
We'll see what happens in 2 weeks. Yes, sir. Yes, Tony.
There is someone who posted on our Instagram for a top 3. If you saw that, Bam, if you want to grab that from us, because he doesn't have a Twitter, so he put it on our Instagram. So you want to add those up if you want to do that, Nick. A little bit. It's in our podcast before.
The mail-in vote. That's the mail-in vote. There you go. You got to count that like the next day. So, all right, cool. All right, let's get to your comments, guys. I know you're waiting. I know you have stuff to say. So here we go. All the way to the top. Man, you guys have been busy. I think 40 something so far. All right, so It's Jibble gets number 1. There you go. I know there's always a battle. Burke, yes, sir. He says, hey, everyone, Joseph, it was a pleasure finally meeting you on Sunday. Also, Tony, thank you for the invite. Shout out to Black Army for the hospitality. Such a great day in victory. Burke, it was a pleasure to have you, man. Come back. Stay with. You're more than welcome to be there. You see, we got the room, man. Come out Wednesday again. It was a blast, dude. Definitely. Dude, I heard for the North End, one of our guys, he has like this sound rating device, right? It's like an app, and it actually told him it was unsafe, leave the area. Like the decibels hit a certain point where they got loud enough to damage your ears. I'm feeling it. I think we were there. It was loud. It was loud on the day. Good stuff, Burke. You added to that, man. I saw you were singing. Anthony Bermudez in the mix. Great dub. LAFCBs, hello, boys. How's it hanging? Anthony Bermudez. We ain't done yet. I heard you expect a big name DP as well in the midfield. Somewhere. Beast. I feel like Tony's cat's in this scorching heat. There we are. Team Bonilla, what's up? Hope all is well. What a good week to be an LAFC fan. Yes, sir. Christian, the man, Philemon is here. The greatest announcer in MASL history. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. Doing his thing. Approaching episode 200. Did I see that? Is it happening? We're at 198 or 199 now. So
199. 199. They're at the last episode.
199. So we're Christian, congratulations on that. I'll give you an early one for sure. Next one's 200 people. What a way to break into 200 after a Chiellini press conference and possible arrival of Gareth Bale. Good time to get an episode and a preview probably of the match against, we'll see, maybe Carson, maybe Vancouver, but it's coming, guys. Smalls Kenobi, a very successful weekend, eh, boys? Yes, very much so. LAC Beast, well done, JT, well done. Dude has received criticism. He shut them all up. Dude, remember the preseason? How all these guys were turning on this team, wanting everybody to be fired? If you had fired that man, Gareth Bale would not be at LAFC. Straight up. And Vela would probably be gone. Am I wrong in that?
No, you're completely correct.
Doesn't
and
happen.
Remember, going by what everyone's been saying on Twitter, you don't talk about Bruno. If you know, you know.
Oh, I don't talk about Bruno. I don't listen to Bruno. Bruno can have fun on Twitter, but that's all he gets. I said more because I find it hilarious. Have faith, people. Beast, definitely a money scheme that should be eliminated from the league. Talking about the TAM and GAM. Yeah, I mean, the reason they do that, though, guys, is because if it didn't go that way, everyone would play for both Southern California teams, Miami, and maybe one of the New Yorks, right? Because nobody wants to go to New Jersey. Sorry. Yeah, it would just be coastal teams making all the noise, and everybody else would be out of luck. So it's kind of a protection thing. But money fixes all things. So a player is willing to play in terrible places if you pay him enough. Just ask Manchester. Oof, sorry. Jason Ariano went to Wales way back in 2005, so they're kind of my adopted team. Bought a Wales jersey and still have it. Very excited for Bale. I would suggest bringing that to future games, sir. That would be a fine autograph to get. Just saying, I would definitely get that signed. MG. So this Bale guy looks pretty good, huh? Yeah, he does. Changing things. LSU's Bell knows he's coming to LA throwing gang signs. Dude, he loves it here. Apparently he vacations here. The family likes it here. He's familiar. He's played the courses a bit. He'll be fine. Beast, Bale over the Obamas. He's more popular, apparently. I thought that was hilarious, and it's true. I saw 45.5 million. Did I see that right? Was it some crazy number like that? I don't know. It's wild. Suarez to LAFC. Imagine whoever that DP is, LAFC will shoot fire again. I can't imagine it. Maybe I should. The rumor mill is alive. If we pull that off, my lord, who's paying attention to anybody else in this league? And the whole Chiellini Suarez vibe is also pretty wild. How the incident happened, but then Chiellini's like kind of like, well, cool, he's tough like me. You let it go, and they handled it. So to have them put together, playing together would just be hilarious. It would be super cool. So if it happens, it happens. I'm good with it. Who is not? It'd be crazy not to be. But you never know. That's what we call it, the silly season, right? MG, just hope the team plays to their potential. I mean, and that has been the reason why I didn't bring up the XG, but if you look at the XG versus actual goals, we've narrowed that so tightly compared to past seasons. It's why we're producing the way we are, is we're finishing our opportunities. That is a big difference this year. We're not wasting them. Really, the efficiency's up. And that changes things. Yes. LCBs, good to love the element of surprise, right? Libby Bravo, Bale blew my mind. Right. We've been hoping and praying like little kids playing FIFA, but the reality of it is just so bizarre. Beast, Vela played really well, looked inspired. Yeah, he did. Carlos C. When I saw Bell News, I thought, okay, that's a good signing. Then I read that it was on a TAM, and I thought, hell yeah, unbelievable. Right? The player actually saying he wants to be here. That's what that is. If you guys have Sirius XM, I'm just going to throw it out there. Every show today was covering Bale, like thoroughly covering Bale. Every reporter wanted something to say. Pretty much that was what I was listening to for the day. Drive home, because that's all that was on Sirius MXC, Sirius XMFC. So if you can catch some of the shows, they were pretty good today. Carlos C. Bale is going to love Riviera Country Club. We have no water, but we have golf courses. Yeah, just a thing. Kristen Philemon, tell your cat to stop. Oh yeah, Christian, you can tell him, but you ain't gonna listen. That's just how it is. Chewing on cables, right? Gremlins, and then Tony's cat. There it is. Lunch special Gia. Suarez announced tomorrow. You mean they have to deflate all those balloons at River that were supposed to be at the press conference today? That put the fireworks away? What? You never know. Roberto Espinoza. Tony, is that jacket as cool as it looks? What do you think,
Yes,
Tony?
it
You
is.
digging your jacket? Beautiful.
Oh, I love it. It's the Juneteenth warm up that I believe they wore. I know there's the Pride one, but I had to get this one because I did like it too. I do love both, but I just love flowers a little bit more. But it still goes with the Pride like ambiance with it, with all the different colors.
The fact that they made it a track jacket this year, because usually it's just a jersey, right? A warm-up jersey, no big deal. But the fact that they made it a track jacket this year, it's just that much cooler, man. It's a good look. It is. It's growing on me every time I see it. Yeah, for sure. Wolf is in the mix. He says, good evening. Good evening to you, sir. Kristen Philemon, no love. Oh, no love for Hristo Stoichkov. What do you mean? Everybody loves Hristo Stoichkov. Except that guy that got his legs snapped back in the day. But, dude, that guy is amazing. What are you talking about? Old MLS fans know. They just know. I'm telling you. B saw Killian joining later in his career today. He was with Cooper Cup at SoFi kicking footballs. Oh, he took the tour. Isn't that lovely? Too funny. Beast, also nice assist from Vela and Aito. Beautiful finishes by Chicho and Chiki. It's all we need to do, right? Let's see. Moving on. Oh, okay. Daniel Angel, who's going to be the player to get that sub goal? If I'm dreaming fantasy, it's Danny Trejo. That's who I want it to be. That's who I want. That's from the heart. From the head, it's probably Moose, but I want Danny Trejo to be that guy. Bam, who do you think it's going to be?
Hart would like Trejo. Head, I'm going to go Escobar. I think it's going to be a defender.
I mean, the man has scored in an MLS Cup final, so he's more than capable.
Exactly. So I think in a defensive sub with coming in from corner is what's going to score that goal to break the record.
We shall see, people. We shall see. Wednesday we'll really see, I think. It has to be, right? It's Dolo ball. Score from the bench. Daniel says Kellen. Good thinking. He's also thinking maybe Blessing. Okay. Tony, the guy up there, he's calling Moose like me and possibly Moose. Jibble, who would you favor to having the better debut, Bale or Chiellini? They're coming in at the same time. I think, okay, are they starting or coming off of the bench? Now, if they're both coming off of the bench, it's going to be Bale.
Well, who does a better impact? It's better. It's like, is it impact more for the goal or impact more for the saving defender? You know what I mean?
And shutting things down.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with Bale because the flashy guys get all the attention. So, yeah. Bam?
For me, it all depends on the situation they come in. Like if we're 2-0 up and it's Chiellini coming in, then obviously Chiellini. If we're 1-0 down, Bale comes in, scores 2 goals, puts us up, obviously Bale. It all depends on the situation of the game when they come in. That's where I'm at.
I always err to the offensive player because, yeah, it's just the way it is. Roberto Espinoza, yeah, Chico Chiqui B-Rod. It's good times, isn't it? Vela's passing was insane. That's from Christopher Gomez. Agreed. Let's see. Daniel Angel, my prediction for July 8th, we're up 3 goals. Bill comes in 87 and just set the record crowd on fire. It's a rivalry match. I never know what's going to happen in these. I'm open 5-0, dude. Screw those guys. Let's just embarrass them. We need revenge. That's what we need. Carlos C. 1 to Palacios, 2 Murillo, 3 Ibiaga. I think you saw those. Are we allowed to vote for goalkeepers in the 3-2-1? Yes, you are. And the man did get a shutout after having a gaff the game before. So you must give Max credit. I'm with you on that. If there were 4 stars, he was going to be my 4th. I mean, the back line credit, man. You guys got a shutout, and we don't get a lot of those lately. So, yes. I'm with you, Chris Gomez. No more 12 p.m. games. I hate them. The only thing is, yes, sir, go for it.
There's 2 games that are 1 p.m. for you guys, I believe, left for the year. One of them is the Club America game, and the other one I think is an away game. I'll double check and let you know.
There's going to be more. Watch the schedule change once Bell's here. Then all national games. Throw us early all the time. Just how it is. Anthony Bermudez, I wonder who our third DP will be now that Bale isn't a DP. Well, I was hearing that we might have to get another international slot. I'm sure we'll find a way.
Why so, though? Because I feel like...
Yeah. So there's a debate. I saw Alicia from Angels on Parade. She was saying that you can't change a player's status in the middle of a season. It has to be at the beginning of a season, which I'm like, really? So there's a debate where they're saying, because B-Rod apparently got his green card. That's why he wasn't in Seattle. And so the debate is, does it have to be at the beginning, or can you switch it as the season goes along? Good debate. We're not sure because MLS is funky about that stuff. So all I know is where there's a will, there's a way. MLS finds ways when they need players. And if a star player is going to come and a roster slot's the issue, things will work themselves out. It'll happen. It's the MLS way. So I wouldn't worry too much. If a deal was happening and it was big, things will move. Yeah. Even if it's for future considerations, right?
Yeah. If anything, for as big as what this announcement is and what's going to happen, it will just be an amendment to the rules. This can happen. It will probably go down as the LAFC rule. But yeah, it'll be an amendment to the rules to allow it to happen.
Right.
We're just following what our neighbors, what they do all the time. We're like, okay, you want to play dirty? We'll play dirty too. So here we go. We can play your game. They want to come to us, not you.
Exactly. Bermudez, beautiful assist. I like this from Rasta Gary. Good seeing you at the game, sir. After the game as well. Thank you. I saw you put the music up as well. You're the man, dude. Good stuff. He says 32.52 outing to Topgolf. Yeah, if you can get a reservation. Rich could get one. I know he could. He's the man. Happy birthday again to Rich, because that was super cool as well, getting him into the Capo stand. But Topgolf. So I'm going to say this. Whoever gets Bale to sign a golf ball, I just got to be a gift for you somehow. We got to hook you up somehow. Somebody get a golf ball signed. I'm just saying.
Well, look, honestly, if LAFC was smart, they'll go Top Golf, rent the place out for a whole day, and that's where the press conference is, out on there with him.
Dude, right? Or you make golf equipment with Gareth Bale on it. Like, well, dude.
We do have golf balls. We do sell LAFC golf balls.
Mm-hmm. So that's a good thing to get signed. Again, take it and run with it and have fun with it. Now that was seen as a negative, we'll make it a positive. It'll be good. Wolf says, any news on players being sold this week or leaving? Is Suarez becoming black and gold? Silly season. We don't know. We've seen stuff saying he's going to the Galaxy. We've seen most stuff from the biggest sources saying River Plate is it. And then tonight we saw a little bit of craziness. Our names got dropped into the mix, and a press conference didn't happen today, which was supposed to happen at River. So I don't know. Seems strange. Okay. That got delayed because it wasn't supposed to be delayed. We'll see tomorrow morning what happens, but a little odd. In terms of players being sold, I mean, I wouldn't put it past anyone at this time. We're moving now, right? We got deals to make. If B-Rod moves, would anybody be surprised? As much as he's been playing and well, when guys are playing well, they become targets. Is that a guy we have to move? Would you move him for the sake of Suarez? Let's be honest, right? It's the business. So, as Vela says, it's business. So could he go? Could Janela be sent? Right? He can't break the lineup all the time. This is a guy we need to send, right? What are we gonna do? A lot of international guys on the roster, a lot of big paydays for guys that are they justifying their paycheck right now? Right? The question is there. Can we get something for them? This is the season, so I honestly wouldn't put it past us for making a deal. For sure, Wolf. Good call on that. This is 14 different players have scored in the last 16 games. That is cool, man. The system wins. I like this. MG, B-Rod won't let Suarez go to Carson. Hey, you know what? Suarez coming here would be the greatest thing to ever happen to B-Rod. You want to know why? Because the manager of Uruguay would now be watching B-Rod's games. He gets a chance again. Maybe sneaks into the roster. So, yeah, I think he'd be happy.
Well, the World
Carlos, what happened, Tony?
The World Cup roster got expanded, though. Now it's more than 23. I think it's 26 players now they're bringing this year.
So you're saying there's a chance for B-Rod? Yeah, it could be. I mean, he was getting play time under the last manager. They changed, and now Rossi's getting play, and B-Rod's not. Interesting times. Yes. Yeah, you never know. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, like now, you can't deny it. He's playing really well right now. So, yeah. Carlos C. Sadly, I think Chicho gets moved if the Suarez rumor is true. I don't know, man. He's happy here. I don't think he wants to go anywhere. Look at it this way. If Suarez comes here, we know Bale's coming, Chiellini. We have a lot of AstroTurf games, just turf games. You're going to cycle some of those guys out not to take a risk. It's just how it works. You get this, if it's under the cap, you keep them, right? Unless you get something. But again, Chicho's not a younger guy. He's a veteran. So him moving is a little less likely than a B-Rod who's very young, or even a Palacios who's young. Hollingshead is sitting there, and he's not going to get moved. But Palacios could. Right? So we'll see what happens. Wolf says Chicha worth more than B-Rod in my view. Oh, I agree. I mean, he's scoring goals left and right. You can't deny that. That's why you pray he doesn't get sold. He's essential right now for this squad. If he has to be sold, yeah. So there we go. The comments. We'll check with you guys in a little bit as well to get into more of the mix. All right, let me get it back to what we're going to talk about next. That would be club and community news. Sir, you have the floor. Tony, what's going on in the club and community?
So I want to put this out here for LAFC community. They did an LAFC community spotlight presented by one of our sponsors, Delta. Project Q, which is a nonprofit organization that provides self-empowering workshops, supplies, and internships to the LGBTQIA plus youth and experiencing homelessness at the moment. So it's a cool little nonprofit that we are highlighting. If you find more, just go on their Twitter or on LAFC website, and they'll give you more information about this. As well as the other news is one of our friends of the pod family, LAFC community, Jerry Reynoso, is joining LAFC Gaming as a content creator. So congratulations, Jerry, on getting that spot. I know you'll kill it out there, as you've been doing it since day one.
Another game changer, as it says down there. That would be Jerry Reynoso, man. Good stuff, dude. Congratulations to you, man. Seriously. It's super cool that you're doing that. You have earned it. I think there's no doubt. I know you're busy with school as well. So good on you, man. Keep doing right. That's for sure. Any other stuff, man, for the news? I know there's just constant stuff going down. Mm-hmm.
And then, to lead into the new news, I want to thank everybody who came out for the TIFO sessions this past weekend to get this thing done. It was one of our biggest TIFOs we've ever done. As you saw, it's Everyone Belongs in Los Angeles. Thank you for everyone who put in time and effort for that. From the and 5, we're still.
I'm gonna try to translate
because it was hearts.
You're breaking up, Tony. I'll correct you. It was the biggest TIFO we've actually ever done. Really, this was the largest individual banner single project. This was the biggest, and it was done by a bunch of you crazies on weeknights and weekdays. That's wild, man. Hours that were not convenient to anyone. Tony's one of those guys that showed up on a Monday to get the job done. And there were many, many, many of you, more than I could count. It was that impressive from our faithful to go out on a weeknight, multiple weeknights to get the job done. I know, Tony, that the mic's killing you today. Absolutely impressive. And the messaging is what it should be. Everyone belongs in LA. Absolutely. I think Pride Night was absolutely special. But we need to treat every night as Pride Night, right? I mean, that's really how it should be. Is every night should be a celebration. Every game should be a celebration of our community where everyone is welcome. So good on the day, that's for sure. But we know what we're living by, that's for sure. In very, very difficult times, let's be honest. So good on everyone involved. Tony, do you have the mic? You have the floor?
I believe so. Am I in the road? All right. And then, so
you're clear. Go for it, man. I want to let you go. You got stuff to say? Go for it, man.
And the last thing I need to say is also, we didn't get to post this because of the craziness I've been living up here, is shout out to the new podcast in the pod fam, the LGBTFC podcast. They've already had their first episode. They are recording their second episode soon. So congratulations and welcome to the pod family.
Welcome to the pod fam. Love it. Keep it going. The more pods, the better, guys. You got ideas about what you want to do for a podcast? Keep getting in there, man. The more content for the club, the better. I know there's going to be some new ones with Bale coming into town. So Keep it up, man. The more we talk about the team, the bigger it gets. These are good things. That is for sure. And on that note, I'm going to switch over to our Black and Gold Vinyl Club Minute. And for this one, because of the news, and tradition is we have to go to somebody from New York, right? Artists from New York or related to New York, because that was our opponent. I decided, because of the deal that went down, I was going to go with Joey Ramone. And What a Wonderful World, his cover, because man, this was that kind of weekend. In terms of football, what a wonderful world for LAFC. That is for certain. It was on the Don't Worry About Me album, released in 2002, which actually was released after he passed away. So, yes, I know, right? Interesting. So, yes, that's the one we went to. I know I went old school punk again, guys. Shout out to Jason Ariano. I'm just kind of going retro for you, man. But there we are. That's what I chose. So, as you know, tradition is that we always go to our opponent, and the day after we cover somebody from their neck of the woods. So that is our choice this week. All right, which brings us to the next thing, because it's what we do. That's right, a preview. Everyone can talk about Bale all night, but we got football to play. So that's why you come here. And so, yes, we got to play Dallas, a team that squandered their last match, right, Bam? Give us a heads up as to what they're doing right now.
So the last 3 matches for Dallas, they've had 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 draw. They had a 3-1 win away to Orlando, then a 2-0 loss at home to Vancouver, and the last game was a 2-2 away draw to Austin. Now, Dallas, getting a point in a hard-fought draw away to Austin, yes, I would agree with that. But when you're 2-0 up and you draw 2-2, that's not a hard-fought draw. That's blowing 3 points. Plain and simple, you blew 3 points away to Austin. You didn't have a hard-fought draw. You blew 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, they easily took a 2-0 lead. Looked like they were going to run away with this game, and in the second half, they just laid an egg. Be real. That's exactly what happened, which, as we talk about their lineups, and we'll get into that, is a very young side, a very unpredictable side. They play a very similar system to what we played last year. I won't say this year, last year. Okay, very Bob-esque in their approach to the game, which what happens. You leak goals in that system, and they leak goals. So, but they also score a lot of goals. Yeah, so their record right now is 7 wins, 5 draws, 4 losses. Position 4 in the Western Conference. That record gets you 4th seed. Yes, so they're in the mix. They do have a tendency to beat really good teams and lose to really bad teams. It's a weird setup for them, because why? They're highly talented on offense, but they get a little funky defensively. Looking at how they go, they're passing. Again, their stats remind me a lot of LAFC of past, okay, which were good teams, but we know goals leak. It gets a little frustrating, gets a little bit crazy. So yeah, 81% passing. They tend to have about 55% or something, like a little over 50% possession is what I understood. So that they do hold their own, but they're forward passing about 33% of the time it's going up. So they're pushing. It's a team that likes to push, but they're accurate in that process, which is a little bit impressive. They do average a goal every 55 minutes, like I said. So usually at least a goal a game is what they're popping. Sometimes a little more. Looking at the goals that they do score, 22 from inside the box, 4 from outside, 1 from a direct free kick. Yeah, they get inside, they put it away on you. That's what they do. They convert about 17%, a little over 17% of their shots on goal. That's a pretty good cut rate right now. But again, defensively is where they run into some miscues. So that's what we're looking at, is basically the Dolo system versus what I think looks more like the old Bob system in many cases. So it should be interesting to see that setup. Tony, give us the good, the bad, and the ugly for FC Dallas. Did he do it again? Man, he's having technical difficulties today. All right. We'll come back to him. He'll give us the good, the bad, and the ugly in a few seconds. I will mention he's dying right now. Their leading scorer right now is Ferreira, which y'all know Ferreira. He's now showing up with the national team. He's got 9 goals ready this year. Second scorer is Areola. Oh yeah, national team for the U.S. 8 goals. All right. After that would be Hada and Cervania 2 and 2. Ferreira is also the top assist man. 4 assists after him. O'Brien and Pomkal, who Tooch should have totally had a goal this last game and would have changed everything for them. He had the chance. Yeah, so that's where they're at. Cool thing is their appearance leader is Farfan right now, which I find hilarious. Our former is found regular starting time, which he couldn't with us, and he's doing it. So we'll see him this week. Yeah, it's interesting. They cycle so many players that only 3 players in their lineup have actually played like every game. That's it. So, yes, they do cycle the lineup as well. Against each other, Tony, can we hear you again? You want to keep going? You want me to keep going?
I would say just keep going because I don't know.
I'll keep running. All right. So, lining up against these guys, our current record is 3 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. As the last, 5, 6 matches. Last time we beat them 3-2. So we do score on these dudes. That's one thing. They don't shut us out. That's not really a thing. But they're a team in transition. I got to realize their teams of the past are not their team of the present. They are an emerging side. They don't pay a whole lot for their roster except for a few of these U.S. national players and some emerging talent. They're more about the system and the core. And so it's a dangerous team to play because they do play the system very well. They're very efficient in what they do. That's why they catch teams. But at the same time, they do leak goals at times, and it gets a little unstable. Right? It's the quality they have that they lack some consistency. So that is what to expect from this side. Now, looking at potential 11 and Dallas system, Bam, who's in and out for them this week?
So going by their last game, because obviously they haven't announced any outs, they've had no injuries at the moment. So they're a fairly healthy team. For the last 3 games, they've always played a 4-3-3. With Pierre's in goal, Farfan, Martinez in the back. Hedges was in there for 2 games, and Tuamasi was in there for 2 games in the defense. So expect to see their defense being like that for most of it. For the mid, and that's where it gets a little bit interesting. You got Pomvical playing all 3 games, but he does swap sides. He's played 1 on the left, 2 on the right. When he's played on the right, you've had Savannah in on the left, so that'll be interesting. And you've had Quignon in the mid for all 3. So that's
he's the center of the spoke, right? I mean that he's the hub. Everything goes to Quignon, who's, again, are we that familiar with him? Even though they're in the Western Conference, we're not. We're really not. Okay, again, emerging talent. That's what you're going to see with this team. Weird guys in the lineup. You're like, who the heck is this guy? Well, this is the new Dallas.
Yeah,
that's what you have to realize is they've rebuilt this year, and they're a competitive side. They could hurt us in this game. It's not someone to write off at all. At all. Should we win? Yes. Will we win? It's not guaranteed because of the system that they play. We can have trouble because they can hurt us. They can hurt us. Offensively, what should we expect, Bam? Who do we see in the offense for this?
Their front 3 has been the same 3 for the whole games. Velasco, Ferreira, and Areola. Now, Velasco and Areola do swap sides, so expect them to be swapping as the game's going, but that's been their front 3 for the whole time. So,
Bob system.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. They're shifting their strikers. Sometimes you're in the middle. Sometimes you're the right wing. Sometimes we know this. We've seen this. It's going to be a blast from the past for us. Goalkeeper, impressions on him so far? There's Pius this year, right?
Yeah, it is Pius. He's not bad, but he could be better. Mediocre. So if he has a good game, then it'll be hard to score on him. But he hasn't had a good game for a while, and hopefully he doesn't have one this week.
Yeah, they've had some turnover at that position. I know Jimmy Mauer's on the bench for them, but yeah, that one's not entirely. I mean, Pius is the guy this year, but there's been changes. That's for sure. Who has to have a game to really hurt us? Who should you expect to have a game?
I would say Areola.
Yeah.
He can hurt us. He's second on the goal scoring, but his movement off the ball is quite well. So for me, he's got to be the standout player to keep an eye on.
Dude, he's been doing some crazy stuff. And then they will move him if whoever they think the weakest link is going to be. Usually, Areola is the guy that gets assigned to that side. That's what I've they find the hole, he takes it, he crosses the ball in. He's very good at distribution, setups. That's what he does. And of course, with Ferreira in the middle, it's not so bad, right? I mean, they're gonna be able to hurt you. These two guys might end up on the World Cup squad. Don't be surprised if they do. I know, like, what, Areola? I know the debate. I'm one of you guys, but we also know who the manager is, so you can't write anything off. Yeah, it is what it is. The other name that came out to me, I'm like, oh, that's rather interesting. Where was he at? I believe he popped a goal last match, right? Let me see. Maybe it wasn't that. I think I got myself thrown on a player. That's it. Servania. Okay, so yeah, you have the potential there as well of him burning you.
He does. He came on the 64th minute and scored a goal pretty much straight away. So again, their subs can score goals, so that's nothing we'll be worried about too. We can't get too tired out there. So get a nice early 3-0 lead, and then if need be, sub in the defenders.
Right. So, this is one of the last games before the change. We'll call it that because nothing will be the same after Friday. It just won't, right? It's a new chapter for LAFC. So this is your retro LAFC match where it's what we're used to seeing. And then next week, the circus begins. So enjoy this quiet Wednesday night of football because after this week, everyone's going to want your tickets. Just get used to it. So yeah, that's the story. Again, they can hurt us. They're capable of hurting us. But we have the roster to do things, which brings us to our lineup. Who's in and who's out, sir? I mean, we look like we're getting pretty healthy now.
I would say so. I'm still going to say that obviously we'll be missing Junez and Gaines. They'll be out still because with them, as much as I like to see them back getting fit and healthy, with the players we have and the players coming in, give them that extra time off. There's no rush. We're not crying out for players coming on there. And same with Juri Shadi. He's still questionable. I'd say he's still questionable for this game. So we may see him the following game, Vancouver, but we don't know.
Yeah, I was listening to Counterattack with Tony Miola and Brian Dunseth today, and they're talking about the Juri Shradi. And they're like, do you realize that he's now the fifth in line to get into the lineup for the Wings? So even when he comes back, he's got this pecking order above him that a guy who played an MLS Cup final last year, he's got to wait and turn, right? Even when he's healthy, when does he come in? That's how deep we are at our wing positions. Because everyone's a wing, right? They're all capable. So it's wild. It really is. But I hear he's close. So maybe by next week he gets onto that bench and the process begins. But
as I said though, with the players we've got that are healthy at the moment, there's no rush to bring players back. They need an extra game. Give them an extra game. Send them to Vegas for that one game. Get them some minutes up. That's
I mean, the Segura move, right?
Yeah, it was perfect. He played 45 minutes and then came back, and we'll see what happens. But give them some time in Vegas. That's what Vegas is there for.
Do you think this could be the match where Segura gets into the lineup?
I would say so. But at the same time, though, it's Dallas. Do you go
That's
with...
true. They're fast.
Well, it's not that. Do you go with like our last defense? They played well together. They know each other. They've got that. They've clicked. Do you want to break that up for Dallas? Was Vancouver now? Then yeah, you could. But that's where it's at the stage where you can't think about the next game. We think about the game after. Go, okay, for that game, what can we do? So that's the way that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, the Vancouver match is expected to be a big cycle match anyway, in terms of guys out of the lineup because we've got rivalry coming. So if you're going to expect the shuffle, that'll be the one where they need to. They're deep enough anyway. But yeah, very hard to figure out what our lineup's going to be now because of the options that we have. Typically, I think we kind of know our back line. It's getting a little more predictable, but after that, good luck. Even the back line, our outside backs, who knows, man? It's tough. The only guy that we know is probably starting is going to be Max, even though it would be okay if our other goalkeeper starts this game. He needs to get some minutes. But it's probably going to be Max, right? I don't think there's much debate there. So backline to you, sir, is it Ibiaga and Murillo starting?
Yeah, to me, the back line will be the same as last, I reckon. Palacios out and Escobar out on the sides, Ibiaga, Murillo in the middle. That's the way it's got to be. Tony?
I mean, yeah, Tony, where are you at?
Same lineup. I don't switch it up. It's we have to get this prep for Carson, but I keep the same lineup going forward.
I'm going to throw out a little curveball. I think Hollingshead starts over Escobar. Who are we playing this week?
Dallas.
Yeah. I how does he not get the start against his former side? He's got to start, man. He's healthy, ready to go. Him and Escobar, we've already seen they're the trade for each other, and none of them play 90. I guess that's how it's going to be. But that's okay. It keeps them fresh, keeps them healthy. We get them at their best. Escobar doesn't risk more injury. Hollingshead doesn't get an injury. That's the plan. And so I would say Hollingshead, I mean, why would you not start him? It'd be kind of jacked up if you don't, right? You got to play against his old side.
True.
Right, Bam? Yeah. All right. Midfield. There's a better question. Who starts? I think Ilie is a promise, right? Like he's got to be the guy.
Yeah, Ilya in the midfield, it's that solid midfield now. It's hard to see him not starting unless there's an injury. So,
and then does Acosta get the start?
I'll put Sifu and Acosta. Blessing will take a seat.
I think so too. I'm with you on that because Blessing got the start this week. Acosta comes in this again. Cycle, shuffle. It makes sense.
Also, it's Texas though too. Where's Acosta from? If I remember right, I think he's Texas.
Yeah. No, that's where he developed, right? So Acosta wants to play those guys too. He's familiar. Now brings the top. Who's in? Who's out? Are we throwing kids into the mix? Tony, I'll have you start. Who's your top three up there?
Perfect timing. He doesn't want to say.
It's the longest delay I've ever seen, dude. He's giving us the silent treatment and stretching his neck at the same time. Dude, sorry guys for the technical difficulties tonight. It's been a little crazy with the connection.
That's right.
Bam, you want to toss it, and then we'll hopefully get him back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Chicho starts. Vela sits. It's going to be Chicho, B-Rod, Opoku. Vela's going to start this game.
Okay. So I think maybe B-Rod sits this one to start. He'll come in. He'll definitely come in. Because I think Vela gets the rest next game. Again,
it is Vancouver.
You need him
away.
healthy for the Galaxy game. I think he rests the next one. So I think he gets his 60-something minute and then he comes out of the game.
Honestly, when we win this game, I see us resting a whole front three for Vancouver away.
I would. Yeah. Why not?
I see our front three in Vancouver being Moose, Opoku, Jennings, or Trejo.
Throwaway? Not throwaway. I mean, these guys are good.
Not throwaway. It's okay. You're good. Prove yourself. You're MLS good. That'll be the perfect time to do it. So for me, it's I can see, like as Tony's putting it in the chat on the side here, Chicho, Vela, B-Rod at our three attackers.
No, I'm with you there. It's gonna be a shuffle. So good stuff, guys. Tony, you gonna try? He's shaking his head like, for safety's sake, I'm gonna sit this one out. He can sign us. He'll put it in the chat. Right there it is. All right, cool. So 4-3-3, kind of expected, no shock there. We see who the potential lineup is. Expect the Dolo shuffle and then the second half takeover because it's just what we do. I know it's predictable in the best kind of ways, guys. All right, so let's throw it out to everybody else and where they're at as we look at this preview here. So join the conversation, folks. I got a couple comments left. So let's see here. If I jump down. Okay, so all the way to the bottom here. Tony is in 3020. There you go. And Wolf is laughing at him. Sorry, Tony. And MG, we got to get Tony some proper Wi-Fi. Well, it's because he lives in the hills now, dude. He's in the hills. No, it's been gremlins. It's just the first time he's had this, though. He's been pretty stable going in. So I had it the other week, remember, guys? And so it's his turn. He gets to be attacked by it. So sorry, Tony. Sorry, guys. I know. We'll get it on Thursday. That's for sure. And then have more details on Thursday. So good on that. All right. So got our reactions in, got our mindset in, and we know what we want to do. We know what we need to do. Wednesday night, big game for us, keeping in the standings. We got a 3-point gap now. Might as well make it a 6-point gap since all the other teams messed up last week and failed to keep pace with us. So yeah, first team to 10 wins. Let's be the first one to 11 and just keep going from there. All right. So as tradition dictates, the final comment of the day, Tony's giving me a head shake. So he's giving us the final head shake of the day. And we got the arms crossed. Tony has surrendered the floor to Bam. Bam, your final word of the day.
Final word of the day. Again, congratulations to Jerry for these going on to the LFC gaming and all that. Also, he announced today that he's going to be the new sports director for the 22 West LB radio station. So he announced that as well. So congratulations on that as well. That's massive as well as the LFC stuff, but that also is massive. Being the broadcasting, production, and the talent side of the LBSU athletics. So it's good to see him getting out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good to see him going out doing all that kind of stuff. Again, massive shout out to the Scarf for doing what's going to be the 200 episode with Philly. 200 episodes with Philly will have to be tough, but congratulations to the Scarf for sticking it out. I love you too, Philly. So congratulations on that.
Oh man,
yeah, I've got to give Philly a little bit of ribbing every now and then, but putting up with him, the Scarf, got to be a massive congratulations. So congratulations on that. Can't wait to hear the episode 200, see what you got going on there. We didn't talk about the ref for this game because they haven't announced it yet. So when they do, I'll put something a little together and we'll shoot it through on our socials and all that, so we know what to expect from the ref for the upcoming game. Other than that, for those that go into the game, enjoy it. Hopefully it won't be as hot as the last game. It should be a night game, so it'll be nice and cool for you guys.
There it is. Shout out to the community, of course. Good. All right, so brings it to us. As you see the Wales scarf somewhere above me, it's gonna stay up until I get a proper one that looks like Vela's up here. I need a Bale one. It looks like that. Hearing me, MLS? I got get another face up there. Chiellini too, if you've got the guts. Yeah, that would be awesome. All right, because I got to add to the collection. It's a rule. It's a rule. All love to Tony dealing with the gremlins tonight. He is a trooper having to deal with that. Instead of losing him for the rest of the show, he just stuck it out and he's here. Tony, do you want to attempt a comment? Do you want to?
How is it hearing right now? We good?
Split second, good. Go for it. If you freeze, then you're cool.
Thank you for everyone for putting up with me for the night with all the gremlins and everything like that. Let's just get these 3 points, and I'll always say this: F Dallas, and if you know me, you know why.
And there it is. All right. For me, to all of you guys, again, thank you for supporting us. Now we've entered a new chapter. We have a lot of new listeners. I know this week it's going to be a little different. I know we had some technical stuff, not the usual for us, you know that. Definitely we'll be back at it full tilt for Thursday with a lot of cool news to talk about, and hopefully a win to discuss as well. I know it's been a difficult week for most of this country's population since the news had dropped on Friday. I was not going to let this episode go without saying something. You saw the green from us. You'll keep seeing the green until something better happens. But equal rights are an essential part of this country for it to stay together. If anyone's a second-class citizen, then it is not the country that it says it is. So that's what I will throw into this, is that equality is essential, and that we stand with all of you that are suffering across the country as a result of that decision on Friday. I think of my daughter when I say this. So, and what she's going to have to deal with in the future. And so it affects all of us. It is not just half the population. It is all of us, whether you know it or not. You don't barter and play games with rights. That's for certain. So on that note, I look forward to seeing all of you at the game that can make it out, hearing from you guys as we go forward, and celebrating all that is football in Los Angeles. So customary, as we always do. Bam. I throw it to you, sir. Word of the day.
Stay golden.
Oh, Tony, I hope it works. Word of the day.
Stay golden.
And from me to all of you, stay golden, Los Angeles. See you Wednesday.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.